Hi and welcome to the Empowered Being Show. I am Seher. Thank you so much for pushing play today. And let's dive into our topic for today. So, today I want to talk about how to create a sustainable change in your life. So, a lot of times we think that to change our lives for the good, for the positive, for the better, we have to completely do a 360 turn, a completely new something. And yes, while that is true, the way the path to do it can look in very different ways and very different forms. And it's not that there's like one path which is good or one path which is bad or good or bad, nothing like that. It is just which is more aligned with the values that you have, which path is more like it feels good to you, like it in your body it feels good to you. So I'll give you two very distinct examples. So there is one person in my life, they're very 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 close to me, and yeah, so they are like very strong earth signs, like all the placements are almost earth signs. And for them, creating like doing one thing consistently, it comes very naturally to them. Okay, so they can do one thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again without getting bored of it. So like they actually enjoy that consistency, so they enjoy that structure. So, for example, they started journaling once, and they have this one journal, and they journal one page in that journal every morning, and it feels good to them to do that. So, they have a journal, they have a pen, they have a time, they know exactly what they are journaling, and they do it. And for them, that is a really good thing, because slowly and steadily that momentum is catching up, and they see like huge, they've started to see like huge changes in their lives after a few months of doing that journaling practice. With me, I cannot imagine myself doing that. For me, that just feels like no. Like no. It just won't happen for me, because maybe because I'm a Pisces moon. So for me, intuitively doing, even I have a lot of earth placements, I don't know, whatever. But for me, doing something new every day and doing something different every day is so important. Like I cannot do the same thing. I cannot write in the same journal every day. It's very difficult for me to do the same thing over and over and over again. It's very important for my whole day to look extremely different. Like every day for me looks very different, and I design it that way. I want it to be that way. Does that mean that I am not going to journal every day? No, I am. I enjoy journaling, but I won't necessarily like do a tarot journaling every day or an affirmation journaling every day or something like every day. So like I'll have a structure that I'm going to journal, but everything around it is for me to decide. So I decide when I journal, I decide what type of journaling I do, I decide which journal. I have so many journals. I have a lot of journals. I love journals. I I am obsessed with journals. I can never have too many journals, okay? I love journals. And I also I also have like a different type of journal. So I have some spiral binded, some are notebooks, some are hardbound, some are those magnetic ones. I have a lot of journals. I name all my journals. I love them. I adore them. And even in journals, I have sections in my journal. I have section in my journals. Some journals I start from the start. Some journals I start from behind. Some journals are random. There are randomly pages, and I start writing in them from the middle. I do it that way, and yes, it is not always the most efficient thing. I agree. I completely totally agree, because I would have written something extremely genius, like I would have channeled something extremely genius, and then I'd have to search through a million journals and a million different pages to find it. You know what? Yes, it is not the most efficient thing, I know, but I enjoy it and I love it, and yes, I am bringing more and more structure to it as I go daily, but it is still something that I really enjoy. So both of the things, so someone who journals every day, it even that is right, and my way is also right. There's no wrong way here, it just is something. So yes, going this was completely off topic. So what I was talking about is how little things create consist, like little actions that you take build up over time, that they get momentum, and then they result in something completely entirely different in your life. Like it just changes it creates a very huge change in your life. So I want to give you an example. I am going to try to do it the best way I can. So let's go. Imagine there is a point A, and it is a straight line, and it reaches point B. Okay, the distance between A and B is 100 kilometers. Imagine 1 kilometer from point A, there is okay, not 1 kilometer, sorry. If you just like shift, you start another line 1 millimeter above point A. Okay, so you just take your protractor and just mark 1 millimeter above point A. It will, after 100 kilometers, it will reach a direction entirely different than point B. So this is to tell you that just 1 millimeter can have a very huge impact in your life. So if you want to change your life, you do not have to completely do a 90-degree and go straight up north. If that feels good to you, and yes, there would be times where you would want to make that shift and that leap and completely change into a different direction. But if you are at the place where you just want to shift like 1 millimeter, just know that 1 millimeter, some like a shift in your life which is literally like as tiny, it is literally so tiny that it does not even feel significant in your life. So this is something that I started doing, and this is what I want to share with you. So I started my journey around 2019, okay, and I started very, very, very small. It was not these huge shifts, like not what I am currently doing. Like it was very tiny. I would walk to, so I would travel 5 hours daily by public transport, and they were all interconnected. So I would walk, then I would take a bus, and then that bus would be like the last stop would be a station. So I would go to the station, and then I'd take a train, and then I'd take a bus, and then I'd walk, and then I'd reach the college. So yeah, so these are all interconnected things. So by chance, I have had moments in my life where I would literally, like, you see in you see in like movies or shows, or just like videos where you can literally see the train just leaving, and the person is just like just a few seconds late, and they cannot miss, like they just miss the train. Yes, that has happened to me, and that hurts a lot because everything else just becomes a huge chaos. If I miss a bus or if I would miss a train by literally 1 second, like I am not even kidding, by 1 second, by 3 seconds, by a minute, even less than a minute, so often it would be very disturbing for my whole travel experience of that specific day. So I just started with, while I was walking from my house to the bus stop, I just started affirming, I am at the right place at the right time. I am, because I knew in the practical sense very often that I am late. Okay, I knew that I am, suppose I had to leave at 5:45 in the morning and it was 5:50. I knew I was late according to the clock or the watch, whatever you want, like time wise, practically. I knew I was late, but while I was walking that 15 minutes to the bus stop, I'd be like, I am at the right place at the right time. I will catch this bus. I just like put really, like I just repeat these affirmations in my mind. They were so small, they were so insignificant. Like how much, like it would just take like 5 minutes of my time and it would not even be so significant. And after that, I would like when I would be late, the bus would also be late, and somehow with the whole, like there be no traffic and the bus would be exactly at the right time at the station and I would have just got the train. It would just be perfect. My travel experience just became so much fun and it literally became like magical because of these tiny affirmations. Like literally I would just keep repeating, I am at the right time, on the right place. That's it. And that also not for a very long time. Another thing that I really started to do after the pandemic hit was when I was a little, I was very like I got to know that manifestation exists. Like this thing exists and this reality is controlled by me. Okay, I am the co-creator of this reality and I decide what is happening in my reality. That was the time where I reached that phase and I'm like, oh, exciting, what else can I do? And I started to do these like huge things, obviously, but I started to also do like very very little tiny things. So every day I would brush my teeth. Obviously, that's something we all do. I started affirming things. So my skin is glowing, my skin is clear, my hair is pretty, my hair looks gorgeous. Okay, to give you a little context, I have talked about this in the previous podcast and I go a little again, I'll talk about it a little more here. My hair is normally in a mess, so I don't take care of my hair as much. My yeah, my hair has its own life. Okay, it's very interesting. Sometimes it's like the most straight, it's like completely straight, absolutely frizz proof. It's just gorgeous. It's like wow. And then there are times where it's like curled up, it has these beautiful twirls, and it is just gorgeous. It's amazing. And then there are times where it's like this huge ass hot mess where it's like frizzy and it's everywhere and it makes no sense and it just is. And I started to affirm that my hair is gorgeous and my hair is pretty and my hair looks really really nice, and in reality my hair was a huge mess. And I started to randomly get uh, comments on my hair on my reels, and literally random classmates texting me like, oh, your hair looks really pretty, what shampoo have you started to use? And I'm like, you do not know the reality. Like, you do not know how my hair actually is. It just looks that way. So I did not do the 555, I don't know, like the 555 method of affirmations, or I did not do anything like huge for these changes to happen. I just did like very small, very tiny things. Like while I was brushing my teeth, I'll just say my hair is gorgeous, my hair looks gorgeous, and my skin is clear and it's glowing. And with these like tiny, it would, like, you brush your teeth for like 5 minutes maximum. Like, I don't think even 5 minutes, but if you, that that's the top I'm saying. Um, that's, yeah. So even this, like, the whole conclusion of my story is to say that just just put like little tiny things, little just put little tiny things in your routine, and just see the huge shift that happens. So, and a really important and a very easy trick to do is to connect a new habit with a habit that you already have built. So, like I said, um, for me, walking from my house to the bus stop was a very normal thing to do. Like, I cannot not do that thing. I cannot not brush my teeth. I cannot. So for the person, they cannot not journal at that time. So it's like a really in that morning. So for them, for example, 7 to 7:15 is that time. They do not do anything else other than journal. So just look at your life and just start it as an experiment. Whenever you're doing it, just start it as an experiment. It does not even, it won't even take so much of your time. Okay, so just recognize one habit that you have. Okay, it can be literally as simple as, like I said, brushing your teeth, or just before you go to sleep. At that time, just take one very normal casual thing that you do in your life, and then just add one more thing to it, add a habit to it, add like an affirmation that you would like to keep repeating to yourself while you do that thing. Just and be and I'll tell you, you must have heard this in the manifestation or the spiritual community. Be detached, be to let go of the outcome, be detached from the outcome. You will automatically be detached to the outcome, because your subconscious mind will only know to affirm that affirmation, or that programming, like the new subconscious programming that you are programming in your subconscious in that particular period of time. So the rest of the day you might like randomly affirm it, but you won't be attached to it, as compared to just as any other manifestation technique or a method. So just try it. Just it literally will take you like 2 minutes of your day. It's not a huge commitment. It is not a tedious project or a process. Sorry, whatever. Just do it, okay? Do it. Do it. Really do it. Because if you don't do it, it won't have any result, okay? You have to actually take action. Yes, listening to it, this podcast, this episode is amazing. It is amazing. But it won't give you the change that you're looking for, okay? Do it. Do it. I am again telling you, do it. You got to do it if you want to see the result, okay? You got to do it. Anyways, go do it. Anyways, take a very like, even if it's literally, if it's cooking, or I started to do this with cooking. I started to say affirmations while I was making the dough or something. Just take a very, very extremely common act that you do in your life and add one more thing with it, and just see how quickly and how fast you create a change in your reality. Like, it will blow your mind, because in the start it won't like have such a huge change. It would be like, yeah, whatever, it is just taking me 5 minutes, it won't even matter as much. But as weeks go by, as days go by, you will literally start to notice such a huge difference. You'll be like, oh my god, if just 5 minutes of doing this created such a huge impact, I wonder what 15 minutes of this would be. And then you'll be like, oh, how about two sets of 15 minutes, maybe one in the morning and one in the night or the evening? What result would that feel? Then you would have that inner desire to start doing it, because you actually see it. You would actually be able to experience it, and it would be absolutely wonderful, and it would be so much fun. So that is how you create really, really huge huge changes in your life in a very easeful and playful and amazing way. Like, it actually feels good, instead of forcing yourself to write affirmations 55 times for 5 times in a day. I don't know, but instead of that, doing this will feel so much good for you. And when you have the feelings involved, the results come way quickly than you forcing the results to come. So yes, I hope this episode helped you. I hope this episode served you. Send this to somebody who you think is like extremely forceful at manifestation, and somebody who you think can really benefit from this episode. So yes, if you would like to support us, the link is in our bio. You can do that. You can buy us a coffee, and yes, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, all the fun places. We're there everywhere, and I hope to talk to you again very soon. Bye.